Last summer in the High Sierra, we met a grizzled old man roaming the mountains in search of fish. In return for a cup of pennyroyal tea beside our campfire, he revealed to us his Jee-Haw Wimmy Dibble, an intriguing device which combines the ancient art of magic with its modern counterpart concentration. A Jee-Haw Wimmy Dibble is best constructed by the light of a fire. If you concentrate very hard and the wood is willing, your Jee-Haw Wimmy Dibble will give you endless hours of enjoyment. This slightly mysterious document was gifted to me by a dear friend. It's a copy of something dated 1972. Couple things. I don't know what this is, but there's instructions on how to make it on the second page. And I've been half joking lately that I'm evolving to become an old man who will do nothing but whittle in the woods, and this looks like it involves a fair amount of whittling. Also, as described, it seems to fit all the criteria for an excellent gift itself. And we have a holiday coming up and a guest coming who might enjoy one of these. So I think I'll take a stab at this along with a few other gifts I have underway. It's gift week here at the Cinodrome. I'm veering away from the instructions almost immediately, slightly tragic. But I'm a long way from the High Sierra at the moment, or a campfire for that matter. But outside my house are these plum trees, nice hardwood and a dead branch, and this seems like as good an excuse as any to do a little pruning. This seemed much smaller outside. All right. Patient on the operating table. Step 1, receiver. Carve 7 notches on one side of the longest stick, starting at middle of stick and ending 1 inch from end of stick. Shape rest of stick to fit hand. There's no dimensions in these instructions. Hand 7 notches and 1 inch. Yeah, maybe this thing. Whittling music. Whittling music. Maybe. Whittling music. Making up as I go along. I'm opting to accentuate the knife mark patterns in this wood, partly because I think to myself, I'm going through the labor of actually whittling this as opposed to taking it to the belt sander. Might as well celebrate the tool marks. It's also the case that I grew up in a house that had a lot of Japanese things in it. My family lived in Japan before I was on the scene, but it was a handful of years and they brought back a lot of things, including, please hold, including some Japanese wooden sculptures. I didn't grow up with this one. I got this one for myself because I love them so much. Featured in this style of sculpting is a celebration of the tool marks, which is something I find vastly satisfying and compelling, either because it is inherently or because I grew up with it. I aspire to carve something like this someday. I'm practicing with a Jee-Haw wobble wobble. Jee-Haw Wimmy Dibble. Down at the base of this handle, while mindlessly hacking at it, I suddenly found myself with this pattern of barked surface, non-barked surface, which I like. So I'm going to leave this pattern of bark, which really was generated through chance, and I will now work with it, clean up the border. Speaking of being a kid, I haven't done much whittling with a knife like this in my adult life. And repeatedly over the past hour, I've found myself starting to do things you're not supposed to do with a jackknife and saying, don't cut toward yourself, which is something I haven't said to myself since I was probably 10. I'm now remembering that in my family and extended family, it's when you turned 9 that you got your first jackknife, which almost always led to some degree of blood loss. Okay, I like, oh, this needs notches. Let's come back to notches. Step 2, propeller. Carve short a stick so that it has 4 flat sides which extend within 1/4 inch of each end. 4 flat sides which extend within 1/4 inch of each end. What does that mean? I don't know. Notches, 7 notches. I'm sure step 2 will make sense to me if I ignore it for half an hour. All right. 1 inch from end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. How about 9 notches? Wouldn't more notches be better than fewer notches? This might be more straightforward with a chisel. Results are in, and no, a chisel isn't better at this than the blade. Four flat sides which extend within 1/4 inch of each end. Maybe we move on to part 4. Wand. Carving remaining stick, reducing one end to 2/3 original diameter. That's straightforward. While I whittle away on this stick, I will send out thanks to members who are remarkable supporters of my work and this channel. Longtime members in the balcony, thank you. And folks in the box seats who are perched over here on the chalkboard of fame. A couple times a month, I release members-only videos, which are more behind-the-scenes studio footage, and I answer member questions. If you are interested, there's a link to memberships in the video description. And done. I almost reached for a bit of sandpaper for this end, and then it occurred to me that the spirit of this is what can you make by a fireside with a stick and a jackknife? Tool and material choices in effect, and that's all going to impact the qualities in the object. Little samurai sword. And while I was cutting this step into the wand, step 2 finally made sense to me. Propeller. This view helps as well, and I hadn't looked at that. This is a stick, a round stick, that the ends have been kept round and the interior is squared off. I get it. I don't know about you, but I always keep a pole saw with me by a campfire. A note to camp counselors, the propeller portion of this project is not only a little difficult to interpret, not easy to execute. It involved a fair amount of cutting toward myself. Drill hole in center of flat surface and insert screw. Maybe they kept drills at campfires in the early 70s. And a screw. Now, about the other two gifts I've been working on. As I was saying, it was a gift-filled week this week. Tessa Burry, artist, photographer, was here photographing the studio for a project he's working on. And once he was done with me, he was headed off to shoot several other studios of artists I admire. So I thought I would send along a little gift. I didn't make the gifts. Well, I kind of did. I had them made. They're from the Cinodrome company store, but I made the containers that held them. And when it comes to gifts, the wrapping or the container can be as impactful as the gift itself. In this case, I fabricated boxes out of mat board, sealed them, sanded them, made little string fasteners to close them, and they were custom sized to hold a cinecone and a key to the Cinodrome. All right, let's not mess this up now. All right, and out of all of that, I've received some terrific gifts, which are these beautiful portraits of the studio. Holding the notched receiver in one hand, rub notches with wand. Concentrate on the word G. Propeller will spin clockwise. Now concentrate on the word ha. Keep stroking. Propeller will reverse directions. Some GH, WDs must be spoken harshly to. Some work for one member of the family but not another. Remember, concentration is the key. All right. Moment of something. The horror. What if it just doesn't work? Spinning not wildly satisfying. Maybe more notches. More notches equals more vibration. Risky, but doing it. Okay, more notches. Hey-oh! Great success. I did some research on the old Jihad Wibble Dibble while I was panicking that this wasn't going to work. It's an Appalachian traditional toy, and the name Jihad relates to the stunt you pull with this with making it spin in different directions. Horse driving commands. G left, ha right, can't remember. And the trick to it, I'm going to spoil the magic, turn away if you don't want to know, is that if you dampen one side with a finger, that reduces the vibrations on one side and it spins in that direction. If you put a finger on the other side, dampening the other side, it spun in the same direction. There it goes. It spins away from the side that you dampen. Fabulous. Okay, maybe I should make a box for this. No time. Need something quick. Yep, you got it. Watch. Whoa. Want to try it? Oh, you got one spin. I'll show you the trick. And you have to practice like how to hold your hand. You need to put a finger on one side. So you hold it like you run a finger on it and the stick. So that'll take some practice. You are welcome.